Come join Kyle, John and David as they go through what's on the playlist. Find out what's everyone's favourite at Chicken Soup for the Soul Entertainment. We have a few segments, to be honest. In and out points, no celebs and the gossip. Back in time where we're talking about the big M's, coming attractions, what the cue. Quick checks, who'll be laughing? You abundantly. Welcome to Dual Redundancy.
Yes, welcome to Dual Redundancy's mini episode where you can hear all latest from the past year of Dual Redundancy from way too many hosts with exactly the same opinions. I'm one of those hosts, David Allen, and another one is
John Brogan. A third one is
Kyle Bridger. I would say that I am the in and out points to John's What's the Cue and to Dave's Quick Check.
Summer Sub Days. Yes, all right.
Yep.
No one's back in time. We're not back, baby. This is just a mini episode this week. Just reflecting on the past year of the podcast. We've done 24 podcasts, starting all the way back in episode 411 this year, where we discussed Glass Onion: A Knives Out Mystery, Avatar: The Way of Water, and Netflix's Choose Your Own Adventure episode series, Kaleidoscope. So we've done a lot in the last year podcasting. We had our usual Oscar predictions with the good, the bad, and the watchable, which we won again for our 6th straight year in a row. Just want to throw that out there again. Sorry, guys. We had Google's AI chatbot Bard predict the upcoming Emmys, and we even Barbenheimed. We said goodbye to 3 heavyweight HBO shows like Succession, Barry, the critically beloved The Idol, and we also painfully and tearfully said goodbye to our dear, dear friend, James Corden in The Late Late Show. But after all that, what was your favorite moment or episode from the past year of podcasting, guys? Let's start off with John. Your favorite moment of podcasting?
I think for me, hitting that 10 years without a break and finally taking a break after all this time and all these years of pushing buttons and recording and editing and why it's been 24 hours. Why isn't the episode? No, I'm joking. Why? Still waiting on those 10 years of checks, and I'm sure they're just.
It's gonna be one lump sum in 20 years. I'll give it to you.
The mailman forgot them again this week. Maybe next week.
It is wild that So we started in 2011 the podcast, but in 2013 was when we really started doing it like weekly, and. There's been times where it's like, we've been doing like, at some point this year we did like every other week, unless something big was happening. So we dropped down a little bit. But this was the first year we actually like took a hiatus, like in a decade, which is wild. Obviously, Kyle and I had we all had some life events, but, we had some ones that were, time consuming, and, we had some planning to do and should focus on that instead of worrying about in and out points in episode 434, so like. Yeah, so it's wild though to not do this, and I missed it. I definitely missed it, but yeah. What about you, Kyle?
I think always for me it's the summer box office draft going
which
up
I won.
against. Yeah, I know. Even though it's probably rigged somehow, some way. But going up against Bard a couple of times, right? So I like to add those little different things in there. Dave, you always do a good job producing. John is always doing a great job directing. Like, this is legit, and it's not because of me. It's because of you guys. So you should be happy with what we turn out. It's great. It's cool.
Well, thank you. It's a team effort. It's the 3 of us. This is the podcast, and couldn't do it without you guys. And yeah, you mentioned one, Kyle. I love that we're leaning into the AI of it all. I mean, it was a big moment in pop culture and a real bullet point for the 2 strikes we had this year with the WGA and SAG. And the Emmys delayed. We had Bard predict the Emmys, and sure, their reasoning was a bit repetitive, but I think Bard actually had some really good picks. It was we're going to be out of a job soon. But my favorite pick was AI related. And I don't know if you guys remember this. It was Space Club.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
There was an article about like AI mashing, two movies up together, and making a new script or a new movie idea out of that. And like, okay, live on the podcast, we decided, we got one suggestion from John, one from Kyle. We did it. We asked ChatGPT make the movie, and they made Space Club, and they gave us a summary, and they gave us all this stuff. And then by the end of the segment, with the help from human John, we had movie posters. We were ready to go. If you'd given them another week, we would have had the trailer. Like it was, it was cool. Like it's scary, but it was cool.
Yeah, it was cool. It was funny too, just because it came out of nowhere. And what was crazy about the art was it looked pretty cool too.
Nice.
It looked legit. A lot better than some of these movie posters we get in Hollywood now. So I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see if Space Club becomes a reality in 2024. But yeah, that what a year of podcasting. Again, I couldn't do it without you guys, and I can't wait to see what 2024 has in store. But we have a lot going on until we get to that point, though. We had a full year of podcasting. We're taking this week off. We'll be back January 3rd with our Emmys. Our Emmy predictions, Wednesday, January 3rd, 8 p.m. Eastern. We are back and live then. New night in January. We're doing Wednesdays before the ceremony later in the month. So we're doing the Emmys Wednesday, January 3rd at 8 p.m. Eastern, live on Twitch and hopefully on YouTube as well. Don't forget to check out our yearly Wind Down. That's where we talk about your favorite movies, television shows, and pop culture moments from the past year. That was our last podcast we did and last live show. And it is Christmas this week. So if you're in the holiday spirit, we got 4 holiday movie recaps for you to enjoy on the podcast. Jingle All the Way, Die Hard, and Home Alone 1 and 2. So you can check those episodes out while we're off before we come back in January. But make sure you're following us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at Redundancy. You can find episodes on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, the blog, doredundancy.com, and of course, Twitch. Twitch.tv/doredundancy, Wednesdays in January. I got to thank both you guys for joining me today for this little mini episode and for all the hard work you've done in the last 24 episodes of the podcast for 2023. But until next time, until 2024, I'm David Allen.
I'm Trevor.
And I'm Kyle Bridger.
And that's all we got for Do Redundancy. Goodbye, everybody.